Hi guys, today at BlockTalks we have another exciting guest with us. He's really into trading and I would say AI-based trading, where he's making some interesting, uh, finding some interesting patterns which can help you to ease in like daily trading or long-term investing for Web3 ecosystem. And I met him during the last token visit at Dubai. Then we discussed. Then like we will love to have a demo session or a discussion for our users where he can show the real actual platform which he has built from last 7 years. So please welcome Samarjit.
Hi, how are you? Uh, Thanks for
Doing good, buddy.
right. So it was a
So
very nice of you to give us a chance to get onto this platform and talk about our idea and our platform to your users and your audience. And we also uh, just started, so we also would like to demonstrate what we can do and how it can help people out. So it makes trading much easier and simpler for people. So that's was what we're trying to do here. And it was very nice meeting at least what said uh, my associate Sarin. She said that she really liked speaking to you, and this is like after token 49 was a crazy event, so we didn't get chance to meet in person. But yeah, thank you.
definitely, definitely. Like, because when I met your colleague, like she told me about that you are building some stuff which is like really, really interesting, which we'll definitely see in couple of minutes. Before that, we just want to know who is the founding team behind it, how this started, and like what sort of inputs you have given, and what sort of background you have, which helped you to like come to this idea and start building it.
Right. So initial idea was a long time back. I think it was 7 years, 6 years back. I got the initial idea as to how to start something like that. It was mostly out of a curiosity, whether because it's a mathematical issue. I was listening to some interesting TED talk which sparked an idea, and I said, okay, let's see if we can do something on that basis. So we it just was started out of curiosity, and maths actually interests me a lot, so I was intrigued. So yeah, and then trial and error and a lot of research and a lot of actual trading and understanding the dynamics of trading. So it's not just signals, it's also a methodology. So it's not just that you get the signals and you can make money. You need to have a method to that thing, so that developing the methodology and gear it for retail traders, that was actually a lot of challenge. And then once I figured out those things, I'm not a coder as such, so we I partnered up with a friend of mine from high school, so we were best friends in school, and he's a full stack developer. And then we got to talking, and then I said, let's build this thing. And then we, for the last 3 or 4 years, we have been building out that platform, also trading and making it better, and adding features which we thought would be beneficial. So those things came about in a while we were doing trading. So like while when we built the initial API, after that we did trading, then we realized, okay, these things are missing, then we need to add that, and then it kept refining, and then I think in Redacted 2024 in Bangkok. That was when we find first time we demoed this product on event, and we got some very good responses. And then we partnered up with Hijack Community, and we had some beta testers to try out the website. So that was Toradle XYZ, which was the beta website. So that was on a closed beta, and now we've made it open because after April it was an open beta, so anyone can go there and actually check it out, check out the original. But now the main features are going to be in Toradle.com. So yeah, so that's the whole journey basically. And over time we had a lot of other partnerships, like in Token 2049 we secured a broker deal with Bybit. So we had a small pitch in Bybit headquarters, and they liked what we were trying to do. So yeah, that's basically how we started and where we are reading
So,
now.
like you explained, like in the last 7 years you were building this. So what was the like major role or like the major job, like what you were doing for living? Like, are you a full-time trader or?
No, yeah. So for a living, I'm an architect. So I'm a practicing architect. I've been practicing architecture since 2011. I have my own firm since 2020. So for the last 4 or 5 years, we've been doing that. And yeah, and both are actually. It might sound surprising, but both there are a lot of skill overlaps between architecture and developing something like this. So the main thing, some building something like what we built, especially with just a two-man team, you require a lot of persistence. You cannot give up. Yeah, and you need a lot of also creativity. And average architectural project takes 2 to 3 years to complete. So persistence is built in. You see, like you cannot be an architect if you don't have persistence, and you have to maintain that same level of work ethic through that entire time. So that level of focused work is very difficult to actually train yourself to do on a regular basis, where your feedback loops are very small, very short. So if you're trying to develop something which requires a long duration of concentrated effort, it takes a lot of actually mental wherewithal to actually go for it, because you cannot just say, okay, I read I there were many times when I reached the end, I could not find a way through. Then I would stop there, and then we come back, and then we read more, learn more, and then, okay, this is a new idea, let's try it this way, and then find something. So the overlaps between architecture and developing a trading platform, there are a lot of skill overlaps. And also now, as a role of CEO, I have to actually manage a lot of people. Also, we have a team of 4 or 5 people. There's some contract people also, but my CTO, so managing people and getting everyone to work towards a single vision. So that's a very big thing, which in as an architect, that's what we do. We are basically coordinators. We do the design, but there are a lot of people involved to actually build the final product. So that's kind of like a lot of role overlaps, and it actually helps me do this thing for, like, I don't feel tired, or I feel don't get frustrated
Yeah,
with.
it's like because you mentioned you are a full-time architect and you are building this because you are passionate enough. So when it's like in founders, if you follow the passion, you can do it like any time and like without any, like if you face any failures, there is like lots of motivation behind that because because that's your passion. You are highly motivated to achieve the outcome which you have planned for that. So that's the like biggest thing when you work for the passion. And you mentioned about your trading platform. And can you show us a brief demo how it works and what exactly Bybit users can get out of it if they are using, and what like you mentioned about beta testing
Yeah.
platform. So
Right. So let me just give a brief outline on what Toradle is actually. So Toradle is basically an analysis platform. So we just give trading signals, right? How you execute them is up to you. You can do it on your own DEX. You can do it on your centralized exchange. That freedom is up to you. We do not ask you to do it through Bybit or through any particular platform. What we do give is that if you do trade through from our platform on Bybit, you get a fee reduction in your trades. If you're a new user, you get up to 50% fee reduction. So yeah, if your per maker or taker fee is like 0.1%, for our users it will be 0.05%. So that gives a huge leeway for our users to actually make successful trades. And this is one of the deals that we structured with Bybit. So this directly benefits our users. So we are trying to make sure that the retail investor for the first time has equal footing, or at least good enough footing with a institutional or a heavy hitter. So they have a not level playing field, but what the retail users have is an advantage with the which the other guys don't have. So retail users can stay out of money for some time. You understand? But the hedge fund and all of these, they have to rotate capital very quickly. So there are advantages to being a retail investor. And we have structured Toradle to actually help the retail investor and geared it for their limited budget, their limited way of like to reduce the risk and actually mitigate every sort of thing. So we don't go chasing the moon. We actually try to get a realistic loss. Means the first rule of our thing is that don't make a loss as far as possible. Keep making small gains but regular gains, and you'll start making overall more profit than if you try to chase a moon and then you get trapped. So I just wanted to demo our platform. So yeah.
And you mentioned signals. So, as per my understanding, these signals are based on what, like any methodology or what sort of framework you
Yeah.
use.
So okay, so I cannot exactly tell you what we do or how we do it because it's kind of proprietary, but I can tell you what we don't do. So we don't do normal technical analysis or graphical analysis or use a LLM to predict signals because that is kind of unreliable. You do not know when the LLM will fail or when technical, because technical analysis is kind of recursive. So you predict something and that actually uh, makes the prediction come true. It's not exactly the more people who follow the same signal, the better chances of that. It doesn't have standing on its own. So that is why you have Telegram groups, and especially in India, that is the predominant thing that happens. So coming to our platform, this is our platform Toradle. As you can see, it's still being built out. There are a lot of things that we need to add here. So just we are planning to launch very soon, but still it's in a build stage. That is why we haven't actually promoted this as of now. We were planning to do. So what you will get here when you start here, you'll basically get a global market trend. So you will get a signal whether it is good time to enter any crypto position. So before you even start off with your trading, you have a mental picture whether it is a good time to enter the market or not. So that as of now is left blank, but we actually will place it over here. Then you can basically over here you can search for any token or using a short term or that, and you can select a grade also. This is kind of grayed out right now because that's a feature we are planning to put out. So you can basically select directly a grade, and that will actually take you to a index page, and that index page will actually shortlist the grades, and then you can select which one you want to analyze. So basically we have some tokens here. They will have Toradle grade and Toradle trend here, so you can actually see okay which ones I want to invest in. So you don't start from scratch as such. Going into our platform, we actually restrict the choices in the beginning so people are not overwhelmed. When you go to a normal trading platform, you get so much information bombarded at you that you don't know what to do. Here, by design, we have tried to make it as simple as possible, so you are not lost. You know exactly has what you need to do, so you can search, and that will take you out to our analysis page. So here, basically, we need to do any trade, you need to know three things. The and actually people don't realize this, but you need all three pieces of information are very critical. If you miss one of that piece of information, especially as a retail trader where you don't have infinite budget, you can, even if you get the other two parts right, you will still make a loss, and uh, that is how it happens. Like it's by default. So you need to know three pieces of information. That the first one is, as you know, is what you want to buy and sell. So say like let's so we can just do a trade of say Solana. Okay. So we're just trading for Solana. So basically, this does the analysis. So we get a grade over here. So this tells us that Solana is paired with USDT is in a currently a D grade. So it's not a bad time to enter Solana, but it is also a slightly risky period. So we need to be careful, and we need to follow Toradle advisories very carefully. So what I'm saying is that these green dots actually indicate the buy positions, and the red dot indicate the sell positions. So we had to be careful that we cannot be too precise also, because then that doesn't allow our users to enter the market. If we were to give the, say for example, if we were to give the like the dot over here, then the user doesn't have chance to enter the market. Whereas if we give it here, there's a slight drop. We need to create that drawdown. Otherwise, it is not possible for the users, especially retail users who have a certain lag while trading. So after the signal comes in, you cannot execute it immediately. You need a little 10-15 minutes of window to actually execute the signal. So that is by design. So we have created certain times so that the user can get into the signal properly. So first you analyze this thing, then you'll get the analysis part, which will tell you where, how the token is doing. So how Toradle has been able to trade this token. Now in the last, I think 1 week, I think 22nd, sorry, 2 weeks, we were able to do 10 trades with a positive ROI of average of 1%, and that gave us a cumulative growth of around 11%, whereas the actual was pretty high, 30%. But as per, when it is pumping, everyone makes money, but it is actually Toradle comes into real play when it is actually dumping. So that time your losses are very, very contained. You don't actually make, in fact, in certain cases you make more money than when actually you're going up. But either way, you can see the how the analysis happens. So this is basically a Toradle analysis. So we were just saying the CGR was Toradle returned 11%, whereas the actual was 30%. So slightly lower than the average one, but it does better when you actually uh, look in the long-term horizon, which will come. And here you can see. So this is basically tells you the what Toradle is and how the token is behaving. So it gives you the first piece of information, that is the what, and here you get a general trend. So it is currently in a downswing. That is why the grade is also D. So we have to be, we would suggest that the upward movement of the token is coming to an end, and now it might come to a slightly lower drop down. So we might have a correction coming up soon. So that is basically, you can understand we are still populating these fields. So the calculation is there. We just have to actually build it out. And it also tells you the trade history. So the last few trades, you can see the details, basically what, when the buy calls came and when the sell call came, and how, what time those calls have come. This
So
basically,
these are the signals when whenever platform has given to the
correct,
trade that
right,
you can buy
exactly.
it or
Yes. Now, this is the first part. So this tells you the what, and this, looking at this tells you the when. So you can infer two pieces of information: the what, how the token, what the token is doing, how, what token basically is, how good it is. Then you can get the when from the signals. So the buy and sell signals will tell you the when. And the last part is the how. Now, this how is slightly tricky because most people use stop loss and stuff. So, but we wanted to take advantage of something called dollar cost averaging, where you take advantage of a falling market actually to make money. So, a good example would be somewhere like this trade here. So, if you see, it started off at a point which was much higher than our exact existing sell call, but we gave one call here and another call here, and that enabled you to average out the cost, and you would be making money at this point. So this would be some example of tranching. So what you would do here is we tell you the tranche sizes. So you have low risk, optimized risk, and high risk. So you would be depending on the grade and stuff, you would be automatically selecting a tranche size. So you can give you a budget, and that would tell you that you would need to keep aside $333 for each buy call. So I would invest $333 here and invest $333 here, and that would give me, in two buy calls, I would still make money. So what would happen is you are never risking your entire capital in one go. So you don't get trapped into a trade. You still have money to actually average out and then come out of this. This is a very safe way of trading, and we have actually made it such that it actually does much better over time. And then when the market is doing well, then you can actually go for a high risk tranche size. So you could go for high risk here, where you're investing like at this point where you can see that the grade is going good and the trend is also good. You would do one tranche trade or two tranche trades, depending on how it is doing. So right now the situation is telling us 5, 3, and 2. At different points, the tranching is different. So this is not like a fixed window. It keeps changing, and this information would directly come as part of the notifications when the when the user actually adds that token pair to their portfolio. Now, what do I mean by token pair? So here, as you can see, we did a Solana USDT analysis. Now, what Toradle also does is you can pair it with some other token. So, for example, we can do, let's say, XRP, which is Ripple, and then you can pair it with Hedera and okay, so right. So this is a token swap analysis. What we do basically is instead of you buying one token and then holding USDT and then swapping it for another token and another time, you can directly basically do an analysis of like two token swap pair, and you'll get a notification as to when is a good time to swap out your Hedera for your XRP or vice versa. So every buy call I would be swapping out your XRP for Hedera, and every sell call I would be changing it back. So if you see this movement, this is independent of the normal price movement of the token. It works in pair. So actual pair value changes. So even if the market is flat or downward, you can always find a swap pair trading which is actually going up. So it also does very well. So here in the last from the 7th of this month to the current date, we were able to do a 9 trades with an average ROI of 1.1% and giving a cumulative growth of 11%. And as you can see, we did not lose any trade, so we have 100% accuracy here. And this is how it's basically the platform is structured. We tell you when to buy it, we give you the grade, we give you the trend, and then you are able to analyze it. And also you can then do a swap analysis to see, okay, if I'm holding this in my wallet and I want to swap it for another token, when is the right time to do something like that, instead of actually trading via USDT, which actually reduces your fee also. Because if I'm trading from, say, first from Solana to USDT, I have to pay a fee there. Then when I'm buying another token, I'm paying fee there also. But when you're directly swapping, you're paying fee only once. So it actually uh, is much cheaper to do direct swap analysis.
So
And
Samarjit, you mentioned about the grades. Can you explain like what is A, B, C, like where A is the good or what, like D or F, like what?
so we have some infomercials, like infographics as to explaining what the what the grades are, and also what they do. Basically, uh, A grade is mostly a very pumping thing. You generally don't find a A grade token, and uh, B and C grade are also there. So what it basically means, I'll just let me see if I can show you to you. It's like uh, when we actually think about grading, you have to think about how likely the token is to increase in value. So A grade will increase in value 95% of the time. So it's a very highly pumping token. Whereas a D grade will go up and down within 50% of the time. So there's a 50% chance it goes up and a 50% chance it goes down. Whereas a C grade will go up 60% of the time and 40% of the time it's down. And B grade is goes up around 70 to 80%. So basically, we have infographics to explain these things. And once people are more familiar with it, then they will know this intuitively. And we generally mostly see a grade analysis happening in A and B. Sorry, D and F and maybe C. So currently this trading pair is F grade. So it's not and you can see the actual CAGR has fallen 13%. So it is basically going down. So you can see the grade here. It's a standard downward trend. So just at a just a glance, if it's an F grade token, you know that 60 to 70% of the time it is falling in value. So I would not invest in a. In fact, I would try to short a F grade token, but Toradle is basically designed on longs, not on shorts. You could do shorting, but we don't do that. We are just geared for long trades. But F grade would be primed for shorting as such. So you could use that grading system to do shorting also. But in general, it gives you a basic picture as to what the token is doing at that time. Right.
Got it. Got it. So, as per this understanding, and beta is live, so we'll
No, this is the
definitely.
Yeah, so this website is currently not on beta. This is actually
Yeah, this is
open.
this is the live one.
Yeah, it's currently live. You can actually come and check it out, but you will not be able to get notifications. You can till the full website is on, and then you can subscribe to the services. The plans that we have kept are very economical and very cost effective. Our subscription plans only run for around $5 a month. That is the premium, and the prime runs for $10 a month. So the reason why we have kept the cost so low is because uh, one is the entry barrier. So one of our key growth markets is India, where we are actually projecting to grow a lot. So people in India, they don't have access to very high end advisory services, and they are very priced out of the market. Where basic normal advisory service subscription cost runs around $400 or $250, the cheapest one. So in an average cost in the Indian market, it's way too high. So targeting the Indian market with $5, it makes a lot of sense, and we hope to get a lot of growth from that market. And based on that, we have actually made those plans also, so that you can actually uh, it's very cost effective. We, as you can see here, basic is free, and our premium is only $50 a year, and prime is $100 a year. So uh, in fact, if you do a lot of trading, then this is actually comes out to be a cost positive, because you will get cash back on your fees, so you can actually negate the subscription cost over time. So that's another advantage of it.
Definitely, definitely. Because see, this sort of tools, like because there are multiple AI-based bots or AI-based signal platform which gives users the inputs and like analysis about trading and all. And
Right.
how you will differentiate your platform with them, and because this is the risky zone also, because you are indirectly providing financial kind of inputs to traders, like okay, this is the time to buy or sell, or this is time to go in, and because they're like real money is involved. So how you are making sure that the end user on this is on safer side, and how responsibility, like what sort of responsibility as a platform you are taking it?
So we are not taking like, the analysis is up to you to think. How I cannot take onus of the trade on my head, because you have to I don't know whether you'll be executing it at that price or not, or what thing. What we are basically saying is that if you follow these, we have tried to make it as simple to follow as possible, also as easy to execute as possible. So we have left a little bit of room on either side. So there's a small drawdown after each buy call and small pump up after each sell call, so that the users can enter and exit the market. Now, taking the onus of the entire advisory on us is not possible, and I don't think any advisory app gives that
So yeah,
guarantee.
so basically it's a kind of a educational content because you are just providing the basic
Signal.
signals which you
Yeah.
can treat as a educational content, and if you like the strategy or the analysis which our bot is giving, then you
Yeah.
can take the actions.
Right. Another thing I would like to clarify is that actually this is not a bot. It is not actually. It's not going to do the trades for you. You are going to
Oh,
get a notification, and that's going to do that thing for you. It's also the AI currently that we have built for this platform is captive. So it is not actually. It is learning from the algorithm right now. So whatever we are
okay.
actually doing is our AI is actually learning right now. So when the platform becomes live, then we will give it access to the control nodes as such, so that it can fine tune each analysis to the user profile. So as the user actually trades more and more, the algorithm will become much more tuned to their personalized way of trading. So initially, everyone starts out same, and then the AI starts learning which user uses this or which token more, and then how to gear it for that token. But the underlying base math remains the same. So first of all, uh, we have actually geared Toradle in math. It's not based on graphical analysis or technical analysis, which are suspect to user bias. So math, the signals are very clear cut. There's no ambiguity to those signals. You don't have you cannot turn a one into a two. You have to read it as it is. So that's the basis. So as when it comes from the when you're talking about what is already out there in the market, there's a reason why there's a proliferation of these tools, and they're all based on the underlying LLM models, the neural nets. The problem with neural nets, and that is something that we explored exclusively for Toradle because we were trying to actually do that, but we realized that neural nets are kind of a black box. You don't know exactly what's going on. So uh, if I was to right now, the algorithm is very complex. There are a lot of signals, a lot of actually data is happening. It happens in the backend very fast. And if you were to check our beta model, the analysis used to take around 20 seconds, whereas the current model, it is actually happening in less than a second. That is where we actually doing the backend optimization so that it's faster. But coming to the thing part is that it is not a black box. We know exactly why you are getting that buy call or why you're getting that sell call. It is not based on it's not based on nodal nodal weightages as such. It's based in math. So the statistical and probabilistic model that we have built for analyzing the market as a whole is much more robust. And our training costs are negligible because there is no training cost. There is no cost to actually run this model in different scenarios. So that is why we are able to not only do normal analysis but do swap analysis, and we have restricted it to 10 tokens, but actually it is a restriction not because of the algorithm, but it is a restriction because of economics. For each token we need to put in that many servers because it's a exponential growth. So for 10, so right now we are able to analyze 600 tokens. So that is our token limit. So top 600 tokens we can analyze for 5-minute period. So but in actuality, we are analyzing 10 into 600 because each token can be paired with 10 other tokens in the drop down menu. So you're actually analyzing 6,000 tokens. Now, if I add another token in the token pair, it becomes 660. So it's an exponential growth that happens, and each token that you add actually adds to our backend cost. So as we become more financially viable, right now it is kind of, we do have some money from investors, but that money is not sustainable to like, we need the runway. But once we see that, okay, there are people coming up, and then we can add more tokens and add more token pairs so that they can do it. We have already kept Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of these, so that you can do a reverse pairing. So you can select another token and switch it for your Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever. So those become your pair tokens. So you're holding on to some other token and then swap for Bitcoin. You're not holding USDT, because when you're holding USDT, your money is not doing anything. It's just sitting in your wallet. Whereas you're actually changing, swapping, then it's basically you're changing from one portion to, irrespective of the market forces, whether it's going up or going down. You're just basically swapping one token for another. And also, each time you swap, you actually save money on your fees. As I explained, you reduce 4 trades to 2. So you basically saved around 1.02% on each trade. So that those type of things actually build up over time.
These are the, yeah, these are the like interesting features, because uh, the trading profit is not dependent upon this, because this is uh, like, if you want to do it in the normal fashion, you need to go to those 4 transactions, and if you are going from this path, you are getting the right insights and actions easily. So
Right.
that's the thing. And like, coming up to the, like, what are the next plans for next 3 months or 6 months for this platform?
Right. So we are right now. It's a web app, so it's on a website. So first order of business is actually to make it into a mobile-friendly platform. So we are going to launch a mobile app. That is our first. Within the next moment, we are able to do finish off with the main thing. My CTO is working on getting this all done. I think by end of this month, by end of July, we should have the entire platform ready, and means at that time we can actually start accepting payments. Actually, we will be allowing people to use our platform for free for a month, so that they get used to it and they're comfortable. They see that their signals make sense, and then when they are comfortable, then we will actually ask them to sign up. So actually, our paid subscriptions will start somewhere from September. At that point, we'll also start off with our mobile app. So that is main thing. Within the next 3 months or so, we do hope to actually start letting the AI get more involved in the trading. As of now, it is, as I said, it's learning from the the current data set. So it's actually trying to optimize our not nodes as such, but our constraints. So each algorithm has the constraints. So it's actually how to tune the constraints to make it perform better. So we are actually at that point right now where the AI is actually learning from the trades that are happening in the back end, and then actually trying to optimize the API on the front end. So I think in within 6 months or so, that will have sufficient training to actually start implementing directly thing. And at that point, I think users will also have that much confidence on the platform to actually directly link their wallet to the account, and then they are totally hands off. It's running in the background. They allow a certain amount in their wallet, and it's trading continuously. It automatically selects their own tranche sizes. Users will just basically put the money and allow it to work. But at this point, we are not asking them to do that, because that trust factor has to be built over time. If we ask them to do this immediately, most people will be skittish, because the Web3 is full of.
This is not the right time, because once you have the result and everything out in the market, and you have those testimonials with you, okay, people are making good sort of, like, not money, like they are not losing anything by using
So
Toradle. So that would be the
not only
most.
that, it is actually, it's not only about losing money. It's not only about making money. It is also about way to trade. So like, it changes the way you think about how you trade. So as you've seen, there's no stop loss sort of a thing. You can put a stop loss there, but it is mostly about understanding, okay, I can use tranching, I can use these tools to actually make more money. But the idea is to actually keep like a turtle. You keep going slowly, 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 and then you'll cross everything. So the idea is to make smaller gains but continuous gains. So you can actually make 10 to 15% a month easily. So that might not sound like much in a crypto market, but you're doing that consistently over every month, you can end up with a huge return over a span of long like thing. That the one of
Got
the
it.
reasons why people ask me that why aren't you doing that same trades? Like why aren't you doing the trades is that uh, to it is Toradle is so geared for retail investors. Like it's made for retail investors to actually go from directly trading like that. It's a time factor. So every time uh, we don't have that much capital to start off with to be comfortable very soon. It's easier to actually market it, sell it as a subscription service, and get that money immediately to make that thing. But if I was to actually start trading with Toradle, it would require a lot of time to means not because our starting capital is small, right? So you actually have to do the CGR might be very good, but if your starting capital is low, then to reach that quantum of capital, it takes a longer time. So
So
it's easier.
what should be the sufficient amount of capital to start with?
So we are expecting our user profile generally to have around $1,000 capital to actually trade on a general means for each trade. So they have $1,000 in their investment amount and they want to trade with $1,000. So that is not a very far-fetched amount. People generally have that much lying around, and they can see around on a good time around $200 to $300 per month. So that's like a good return because you are not looking at just one token. So you will get notifications if you are in the Toyota subscription thing, then you'll get 10 notifications. So you're investing in 10 tokens. So you $1,000, you finish one trade, then you switch to another trade, then you finish that trade. So your CGR is not directly dependent on how much that one token is doing. You actually can pair it up with different things, and you can see if your portfolio will improve in thing because the scalability is very high. So you can actually see, okay, which token pair is doing well, and then you switch to that token pair, and then you let that run, then you switch to another thing. So it allows you to be more flexible with how you're spending your money. And that comes back to what you were initially saying about whether we are market advisory or we are pushing a certain token. That is not exactly what we're doing because there's so many variations, like so many variations and combinations of tokens that is happening. It's impossible for us to actually say, okay, you go for this. If you directly just swap your token, there's a different analysis that happens. If you're just pairing it, if you're using a different tranche size, there's a different thing. So saying that we are giving like advisory for one thing is like impossible. It's not doesn't work like that. Every combination changes the outcome of the other
Yeah,
thing. Works overall.
because there are lots of tokens and everywhere. Cool.
Right.
And like by this discussion, I got like really in-depth insights about how you can leverage your trading game using Toradle and the insights, like the explanation which you have given. It's not related to Toradle. It's more related to a trading pattern or a kind of how you should trade. Either you are using this or you can use your frameworks also.
I
So
would
yeah, this is
love that
this.
you use us because we have built it, customized it for retail usage. So none of the retail platforms actually tell you how to actually trade. You see, means you they so your signal accuracy, right? Toradal signal accuracy you've seen is 100%. Like I'm not joking. You can do a lot of trading analysis. Where we actually fail, where the failure rates come in, is actually tranche allocations. So the signal accuracy is very, very high. It's 100% accuracy on the signals. So if you had a lot of money, you would never lose money in Toradal. But people don't normally have that much money. You have a fixed budget. So why you actually have failures in Toradal is actually tranche allocations. So if I was to go into a trade with say 5 tranches, but the trade goes to 6 or 7 tranches, so I might end up losing money because of that. But the failure comes from tranching. The tranche failures are what is actually that's what you will see in our back test. It is not that we fail because of the calls. It fails because of the tranching analysis. So we are trying to get the tranching to be more, how to say, more accurate, but accurate is not the right word actually, to be more optimized, so you don't lose that much and you are never at too much of a risk. So our SQN, our sharp ratios, our Kalmar ratios are very good. Our SQN is above 3 to 4, so it's a, in certain cases we are getting 8 SQN also, so it's like very good. Our Kalmar is always above 1.2 or 1.3. So for every 1% of risk that you take, you're actually getting 1.2% in return. So these ratios actually tell you that, let me just run a backtest, and I think that will be a good thing. So and just run the backtest. I think we'll run the backtest for the same token pair that we were doing. So yeah. So I think just select the XRP, I think. So these fields are slightly thing, but you can see Toradle gave 5.6% returns. So this is the thing of our percentage. So we basically had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 trades, and only one was negative. And that also you can see the loss was 0.1%. So there's basically no loss exact. And these are calculated after fees. So these are after
Got it.
fees. So yeah. So this is a back test. So you can see Kalmar ratio was here, SQN. I think we have to just see the inspect. So
So it's
the
good, like this sort of platform will be helpful for the retail users, like retail traders, and they can definitely like take a look at this, and because this will be free for the first month, as you explained.
yeah,
They will like love to test it out and give you more feedbacks, and we hope that in coming time, the issues or like, see, and nothing can be 100% like targeted or like right at any time. So as with that clarity you are mentioning, okay, this is the good thing about your platform and this is the problem which you are facing. It shows that you are like you are being transparent with the community, with the traders, like, okay, you can use my platform for this feature, and for this we are building it out. So that's the more important point here, because people will believe in these sort of transparency, and like I'm totally glad why, because we had this discussion where you like showed the platform, because in Web3 most of the people are either building tokens, or like they are not focusing on the product part. But here I'm seeing a live working product with the transparency from the founders also. So it's good, it's good, and you have a strong backing from Bybit also, because they are giving you around 50% discount on the trading fee.
right.
So for Bybit users, this would be a totally a must use platform for like whenever you start to like market it. And for other users, they can start using to get the signals. We'll definitely love to use this, and will share my feedback also. And like you explained about the upcoming plans also. My last question, like you all, like I was having that question in my mind. Okay, why Samarjit is not using his platform to make more money? Because if you have so you already answered it. So that's how that's the like important point which I want to highlight, because people will come to me and like after seeing this discussion they will come to, okay,
It's
why
not that
guys.
we're not using it, but I'm saying it's not that we are not using it to make money ourselves. In fact, we are going to put a live stream of our own bot using Toradle channels to actually show the trades on chain. So on-chain trades cannot be doubted, right? So it's basically proven of concept. So we have the signal, we have the actual trade, and then you can actually match the two things, and that actually shows proof of concept, proof of work, and proof of actual returns. So, but the point that I was trying to make here is that if I was to actually scale this company like big time, it is not, I cannot become a prop fund because no one is going to trust me with say $1 million to actually do trading for them, no matter how good the algorithm is, because that's not how it works. So you need to have the credentials, and you need to have show that you can actually manage the products. But the idea here is that it's good for me because the product works, but it's also good for the like more subscribers we get, it's good for us financially. But this is a tool that will actually help the retail investors also, so they're also winning and we are also winning, so it's a win-win situation. And actually
Yeah, like
Bybit.
yeah, in this like in starting of this discussion, we already told that these are the signals, and we are not doing the trades, or we are not a bot. So we already explained that this is an educational signals which you can use in your analysis to take that action. So we already mentioned that, and we'll love to see like upcoming growth in your platform, and we'll love to like share this with my community so that whoever wants to use it will definitely try to use it. And if we can do some sort of campaign in future, like for the Bybit users, we will definitely love to work with you guys also, because I really like the transparency and the clarity of like thoughts which you have for your platform and the vision. Okay, so we need to do this, and this can't be done from the current stage and all. So that's the thing which like I really like it. So that's why I mentioned it. And uh, at last, like, we love to stay in touch with you, and love to track this performance of the and once the feature which you told me, like when your profiles like your on-chain trades will be live, so that will be a truly game changing part for this.
Yeah, I as a like we are not a very big team. We have just few people. So my CTO is overstressed all the time. He's building it up. But what I am doing is basically designing the algorithm so that it's right now it's pretty good. But there's also some other things we are actually I'm working on. So it will improve the performance even more. So some like bike calls, like what you see here, these bike calls, the one which is in the like what we call a hanging knife or something, those will disappear. So you'll get these bicals. So that would be actually we are working on some more enhancements. So basically giving the users the best signals possible so you can actually improve tranching and improve your thing. Because if the platform is good, then I don't need to worry about money coming in.
Yeah, that's see, you are focused for the right problem, and that's the important thing here. It's not that you have an amazing product right now. You are building an amazing product. That's the important thing, and you know that, okay. You know the capabilities of the platform, and like you are telling the user very clearly, you should use this, you should not you should wait for this part, and we are working on this. So that's the core thing, which is like which I have not seen in any web3 product or any web3 founder, because everyone comes to like when it comes to marketing, they tell us this is everything is fine, you can use it like anytime and everything. So that's the differentiation which is there, and that's the transparency, I would say, which is lacking in the trading ecosystem. And we love my fellow traders to use this and give you feedbacks.
Yeah,
And
what I'm saying is, uh, when you're dealing with people, and especially this, is that people appreciate honesty. So they will give you more chances. So you can actually explain your product. You can actually tell them, okay, this is how we are, this is what we are doing. And people are willing to give you more leeway. And this is my personal experience through business for a long time. For 10 years, I've been doing this thing. So they are more susceptible, means they are more willing to give you time if you're honest. But if you're telling them that this is going to do everything, and then they don't, it that doesn't happen, then they don't give you another shot. So
yes,
honestly, as we have been taught from children, best policy. So I always go with that thing, and I don't try to oversell it. But I'm also saying that when it comes to trading analysis and trading thing, this is one of the best. We have metrics to prove it. So what I'm saying is you can download our trading history as a CSV. So you can actually see that this is the actual trades. These are the actual things that happen. We are not bluffing anything. So yeah, whatever we are saying is actually underselling it, because what I'm saying is the user will always get a better price than what Toradle gets, because
Yes.
Toradle always allows a little bit of a like a drop down for the users to enter and exit. So what we are saying is basically that users will actually, when they start trading, will do better than Toradle. But on its own also, I don't think you have come across, or at least I have not come across a platform which is giving like 100% accuracy on signals. I'm not talking about the tranching part. So tranching is a separate system which goes on top of the one system. So the signals is the
I have
main
not
system.
I have not come across a founder who has that much clarity with his product and with the pro and cons of the products. So, and like with this much transparency, I have not come came across with any any trader who is running any signals community or anything. So they whenever we meet them, they just say, "Yeah, join my community. You will get these signals and all." So they are not ready to explain anything. Are you getting me? Here,
Right.
like the part which you mentioned, honesty, that's the important thing which is missing. You are telling, okay, this is happening because of this, and this is backed by this. So that's the framework, or that's the transparency which is required for running this sort of platform. Okay.
Right. I think I it was a very nice talking to you. Been like we have been trying to get in touch. I think this thing was going on for some time, but yeah, it's I've been also very busy as such. But yeah, it's very nice to talk to you and actually explain what we are building here, because we do think that there's a lot of potential for something. And the best part I'm trying to tell is like people who have used it, right? Who have actually done this. And I'm talking about absolutely laymen, like who have not got crypto experience. Then I had to teach them how to open a crypto wallet and how to actually do the trades. These people, when they trade with Toradle, they have got zero anxiety. So then first time they are very anxious. Okay, first or two, three times, oh, okay, this singles, how will it work out? But when they do the trade and they say, okay, I made money, then the confidence building, and then they start, oh, then the anxiety level, right? So when you trade, that anxiety is the most the killer. So it fogs your brain. So what Toradle does is basically removes all your anxiety. How much do I need to invest? I know. When I need to invest, I know. What is the token doing? I know. So where's the anxiety? It's gone. So when you remove the anxiety, people see things clearly, and then they can actually do the trade in a much more level-headed fashion. Even if you see our logo, it is actually it is very like we have made the logo to represent what we actually believe in. So like the logo, actually, I just wanted to show you. This, so it's a bull and a bear, which actually represents the market cycles, and it actually shows us like the the market will go up and the market will go down, but you will make money in either cycles. So that is the actual representation of our actual logo. So it says that the even in a bear cycle or a bull cycle, if you keep using Toradle, you'll still grow your actual money. So that's the actual meaning of our logo also. And Toradle, the name actually is like trade oracle. So it's a palindrome of that. So so we have
Got
actually
it. Got it.
we have actually thought about every aspect of the product. We're
It
trying
it
to.
it yeah, it is clearly visible that you have given thoughts on each and every point, and like I will really stay in touch with you and with the team, and will love to meet you at Token Singapore or any other event wherever you are.
Uh, I don't know about that. My CTO is planning to go, but I might have to go for another event somewhere else. So we
Sure,
have to.
sure, sure, sure. And anytime you are in like Delhi or Noida, we'll love to sit with you for a
All
coffee.
right, my CTO is based in Gurgaon. So sorry, he's in Delhi actually. So you can.
Yeah, yeah. Any time, any weekend or any time. we can definitely meet and have this. And we'll love to draft a campaign for users to use Toradle, and we'll share it with you. And let's hope for the best. Thanks a lot
Thanks.
for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye bye.